Base one got them bad.
And I've been up all night sweating in my dreams. Come and rescue me.
Hey, quick announcement before this video starts. I made a Discord. The link will either be in the description or the comments. Please join. I'll be in there a lot. We can chat with other Saints fans, Pelicans fans, whatever. But enjoy the video. What's going on, guys? It's the NOLA Hub here, back with another video. And today I will be addressing the salary cap issue of the New Orleans Saints. As you can see, we are over the cap room, and that is correct because I went on the website and fixed our cap situation, and I am a college freshman. So I'm sure a qualified GM like Mickey Loomis can do it, and I'm here to show why it's not as big of a deal as everyone says. Will we have to make a lot of moves and get rid of some people? Yes, but we're not going 0-16 like that one TikTok idiot said. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so the first move I made is Drew Brees retires. We get about $13 million in cap room back. Some Saints fans think he's coming back. I'm not really sure, but I'm going with him retiring. He's 42. He's old, man. He's got to take care of his family. Drew Brees retires in my eyes. Next up, I picked Cameron Jordan for a restructure. He's a veteran. I don't think he'd mind it. He loves his team. He'll do what he has to do for the team. Next is Michael Thomas. Now, I could see where Michael Thomas doesn't want to restructure because he already did one last year. But honestly, for athletes, it's better to get the money later down the line so they don't blow it all now, and when they retire, they're still getting checks in the mail. So I think he'll go for it. Teron Armstead, the same thing as Cam Jordan, is a veteran, loves this team, and will ultimately do what's best for the team. Next up is I cut Taysom Hill. I don't see this move happening in real life, so it's going to be a little bit harder to find that money back. I think that freed up about $5 or so million, but Sean Payton's obsessed with him. I'm the GM in this, so I cut him because I think we can get Jameis for cheaper or use that money to sign Jameis. Unfortunately, I did have to cut Janoris Jenkins. You get about $10 million from doing that, and I had to cut Quan Alexander, who you get about $13 million back from cutting him. Next up is Andres Pete, who got paid handsomely last offseason, so I was hoping he'd go for a restructure, and that is ultimately what I do. Michael Thomas did it after his big deal. They're still getting the money, guys. They're just getting it later down the line. The next thing I did is Jared Cook's gone, frees up about $9 million, and it doesn't show it on the screen, but we will have to incur a penalty of cutting him, and that's $2 million. The next thing I did is extending Ryan Ramczyk, because if you didn't know, if we extend him, his cap hit actually goes down. Right now, he's on set to make a 1 year of $10 million, and if you spread it over, I don't fully understand it, but I've watched videos, I've listened to articles. Basically, if you extend him, his cap hit goes down to like 8 or so million, so I did exactly that as these professionals are doing it. I'm doing this with my expertise and the professionals. Next up, I restructured Demario Davis. I definitely see him doing this. Great guy, cares about the team, veteran. Like I said, they want the checks later in the mail. He's going to do it. I also extended Lattimore because, once again, his cap hit goes down. We need him. And yeah. Next is David Onyemata. I restructured him. He's a veteran, but he's not in his later years, but I still think he's old enough to where he's made enough money that he's comfortable getting the money later down in his life, and that's what I did. The next thing I did might shock you guys, but it is hard to get over this bump, and I still only got over $700,000. Unfortunately, I did have to trade Emmanuel Sanders, and in this scenario, I traded him for a draft pick just so we can maximize the money. Next, I restructured Malcolm Jenkins, and I think he'll do that. I know it's his first year back, or now second year back, but he's a veteran. He's a smart guy, so I definitely know that he wants his checks later in the mail. And that's what you have to think about, guys. These athletes want their checks later in the mail because the way athletes go broke is they have the money in their playing careers, but once it's over, the checks stop coming in, and they keep spending like that. So he's going to want that. And then the next thing I did was cut Nick Easton. Alright, and the next thing I did is cut Malcolm Brown because that frees up about $5 million or so. Great defensive tackle. We just have to make a lot of moves. It's unfortunate that it's come to this, but this is what happens when you're $100 million over the cap. Okay? Anyway, Alvin Kamara is going to take a restructure in this scenario. I think he signed a big deal, so he's going to take a restructure. Same thing with Thomas Morstead, who also might retire, so we'd have to figure that out. But we'd probably get a cheaper punter because he's one of the better punters, so he got paid as a better punter, so that's good. Same thing with Latavius Murray. I have him taking a restructure, older guy. He's going to take it. And then I cut Patrick Robinson. And then I cut like one more receiver I've never even heard was on our practice squad. And that was it. I got us under the cap. I got us to that $700,000 mark. And I know what you're asking next is, Johnny, where's Trey Hendrickson? Where's Marcus Williams? Guys, I don't think there's a scenario where we get those guys back. I really don't. Obviously, there's more moves to make because I think we have to get Jameis back, especially in my scenario where we cut Taysom. So there's a bunch of practice squad players that we're going to have to cut and keep getting, and hopefully Jameis takes a cheap deal, and then maybe next year when we can afford it more, when Drew's cap hit goes down, we can sign him to a big extension. But guys, I don't see Marcus Williams or Trey Hendrickson coming back. Trey Hendrickson's going to want a massive deal, and we just don't have the funds to give it to him. Marcus Williams is a great safety, but we have Chauncey, we have Malcolm. There's other assets we need to keep. It just doesn't make sense. I know a lot of these guys you're upset to see going, but Loomis kind of dug us in a hole, and I'm not a fan of it. I know you guys are, but my only point with this video was that it is possible to get out of, and I did it, and I'm a college freshman. He can do this, alright? We're not going 0-16. We got this. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me today. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to slap a like. Hit that subscribe button for more Saints and Pelicans content. And until next time, peace.
All night sweating in my dreams. Come and rescue me. I had way too much in my head.